Hello, welcome back to session 7 of the V8 deep dive training. Today, again, we're going to be looking at the pre-req checker. This time we're going to look specifically at the dependencies and packages that are missing and required to install V8. Quite a lot of IBM products do require libraries and packages to be installed as a prereq so the software can run. Most of those dependencies can easily be installed from the provided Redhat DVD for the version of Redhat you are using. Now this can be in real DVD form, or most people are using virtual environments now, so it may be from the ISO form of that DVD. A basic example of this would be if you're working on a Redhat 6.4 box, for example, you need the corresponding 6.4 Redhat install DVD to use as your repo or package depot. Steps needed to correct the dependencies. The first step we're going to look at is how to use the Redhat DVD as a repository to install the dependencies from. This is especially important if you're in an enclosed environment that you can't get to the internet and to the Redhat servers. The second step we're going to look at is how to create a new repo file, adding the new repo to the OS configuration, how to clear the current OS repository cache, and finally how to check that the repo we have just created is ready to use. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to navigate to the etc repos D directory. We're going to have to rename any file that's in that directory with an _old or something like that behind it, just to make sure it doesn't interfere with the new repo that we're going to create. As you can see on screen here, I'm just renaming the files one by one to .org. That way, if we have any problems, we can always just reset the original files. So as you can see on screen, we're going to have to rename all of these repo files. I'm going to use .org after each one, just so that we can see which are the original files. Should there be any problems when we make these changes, we can always revert by just removing the .org again at the end of the files and restart it. So simple way to do this is obviously use the move command and rename at the end. I can see on screen here, one by one, I'm just changing all the file names. The next stage we need to do is mount the DVD to the Redhat machine. I'm using a virtual box here. Most of you are probably using virtual technology now for cost saving. So this is the same principle if you do have a physical machine, but I'm actually going to use VMware here to mount an ISO file rather than an original CD or DVD. So I'll quickly whip through the settings and add the DVD to the operating system. So now that's in place, I'm going to change directory to the newly mounted DVD. You need to copy the path to this DVD. It's important as we're going to have to use this when we create our repo file in the next step. Next we need to change to the etc repo D directory. I'm going to change to an RHEL DVD repo. I'm just going to use a cat file to create this file, and then we can start populating the text inside it. This file is going to be the new pointers to your repo, and it will point the OS at that DVD you've just mounted. If you do an ls in that directory, you can see the file we've just created, and then maybe use gedit or vi, whichever you're more comfortable with, and we can start populating that file. As you can see on screen, we've got the RHEL DVD.repo that we've created. We now want to open that file up with gedit or vi, whichever you're more comfortable with. We need to put a few details like the path that we've just created to our newly mounted DVD. So once you've opened the file, if you look at the base URL, you can see that is the same path that I have just added the DVD to. The file in itself is going to look very, very similar on your OS, so if you copy the settings I'm about to push on screen, then you should be fine. Just remember your base URL may be different. You need to check the path where you've mounted your Redhat DVD. Once you finish with your changes, click Save and Close, and then we can start using some of the commands we need to add the new repo to the system. So the first command that we're going to look at here is yum repo list. This will produce a list of the configured RHEL DVD repos. So when that comes up on screen there, you can see we've got all the repos listed. That's good, our new one's in there. Next we need to use the yum clean all command. What this will do is it will clean all the cache repositories. So anything that's being used currently on the system may have been configured by you or someone else, it will clean those out of the OS, and we can now push our new one in so we make sure we get the right repository. Once that's done, we're going to use the command yum repo list. This will list the packages of the new repo that we've just put in there from the Redhat DVD. You should see a lovely long list come back when you do this to make sure that it can actually see those packages on the DVD. As you can see there, I've got a lot come back, and on the right hand side you can see I've got my repo name of RHEL-DVD. So I know it's coming from the right place, and I know I've got the most current packages in place. So be sure to check out the other videos on this. This is session 7, but sessions 8 and 9 are actually going to continue as a one-part series here, where we're going to look at not only mounting the DVD as we've just done here, how to check what is missing and how to find the dependencies for each of those packages that are missing, and finally I'm going to show you how to install those with a few commands that will help save you some time. So do check out the rest of the series here. If you've got any questions, please post below. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching this video at the IBM Monitoring Academy. We appreciate your feedback, so please feel free to use the comments box below. We'd also love you to check the thumbs up box if you appreciated this video. We have added several helpful links to the YouTube comments box below, so you can find all our other content on social media. I would definitely recommend that you check out the blogs on DevWorks. Take care.